All right, let's look to the future and talk about coming attractions for the month of November. We're going to put this video out on Halloween, and there are a couple of movies coming out in theaters this weekend. Begonia is expanding, which we talked about earlier in this episode. Amanda, your beloved Nouvelle Vague, also hits theaters in limited release before it jumps to Netflix later in the month. And Hollow Road, which we all really liked out of South by Southwest, is going to be available this weekend in theaters as well.
Oh, I don't think you were on there, Amanda. Hollow Road director, working on Cloverfield 2.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Like a straight sequel, sequel.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So,
what?
I'm happy for him. So Hollow Road on VOD, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, watch it, support it. Let's talk about the week of November 3rd, because on November 4th, I Really Love My Husband hits VOD. I thought this was like a fun marital comedy that I saw at South by Southwest, like a low-key dramedy comedy of sorts, but pretty charming. On November 7th, we're getting a big slate of movies. We have Nuremberg, which was at TIFF, Predator Badlands with Elle Fanning, Christy, which we saw at TIFF as well with Sydney Sweeney, Die My Love, which I saw recently with Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson from Lynn Ramsey. I thought it was just
Damn it, keep going. Sarah's Oil.
Sarah's Oil out in theaters. This movie has Zachary Levi in it. Stone
we will be there.
Fox in limited release, Sentimental Value from Joaquin Trier in limited release, Train Dreams in limited release, I Wish You All the Best, based on the popular Mason Deaver book about a non-binary teenager in limited release.
It was good.
Peter Huger's Day, Arturo's favorite movie out of Sundance.
Sundance. Yeah.
When I asked him, if it was 2 hours, he goes, it's 76 minutes.
And the aforementioned Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein hits Netflix. Amanda, for the week of November 3rd, what is your pick for the Intercutie audiences? What movie should be number one on their radar?
Ooh, well, it depends what you're into. I really did enjoy Frankenstein. I think it's interesting, and you can watch it at home. You can't beat it.
Would you watch it in the theater, though? Because I have 1 week to watch it. Okay, I'm going to go out from a boy.
Yeah, I would. I think the only place that it starts feeling weird is like there's like wolves in it, that's where you're like, this is a Netflix movie. But otherwise, like a lot of it looks like really good, and there's some like great stylistic choices. But yeah.
The movie is also dark enough that it might help to see it on a big screen and not like a poorly calibrated home.
Because this theater sucks though, so.
Well, then
it feels
that's your call.
You know?
Yeah. I was definitely not as high on Frankenstein as both Amanda and Chase were, but you know, it's interesting. I found that it's pretty evenly split down the middle between people who really like it and people who are underwhelmed by it.
All right.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I'm really excited to dive into it more. And then my other one would be Sentimental Value. You know, I'm really excited to revisit that one.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think it's as good as Worst Person in the World, but I think what it's tapping at is really interesting, and I think the performances are really, really great.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think Sentimental Value is a movie to make sure you catch, as well as Train Dreams. You know, if you're lucky enough to be in a theater that is playing Train Dreams on the big screen, like, yeah, it's a small movie, but I think it is so gorgeous and cinematic that it's worth seeing in that way.
I only met one person who didn't like it.
And they're no longer
and it was Michael. It was Substance Michael.
Weird choice.
Substance Michael. Substance, yeah.
Art, what are you checking out first? Weekend of November 7th.
Badlands. I'm kind of excited for it. Talking about
it does look like it could be fun.
Yeah, it looks like it could be fun. I'm going full Dolby on that one. Should be good time.
The week of November 10th, on the 10th exactly, we are getting Jane Austen Wrecked My Life on Netflix. This is an indie movie that I think a lot of people are saying are one of their favorites of the year so far, so I'm excited to catch up with it once it hits Netflix. Roofman hits VOD on November 11th. I really want to catch it. I'm so upset that I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
It's the one I made time for. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. On November 12th, we're getting Playdate on Prime Video. What is this movie? It's with Kevin James and is that Dave Franco? It looks like Dave Franco's
face.
It's
Alan Richardson.
Alan Richardson.
Reacher himself.
Right. Reacher. And then on November 14th, a bunch more movies. The Running Man hits theaters from Edgar Wright. Keeper from Osgood Perkins hits theaters. I'm a little surprised that one's not coming out before Halloween, though.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Amanda, you saw Now You See Me, Now You Don't, which is also in theaters that weekend.
It's very fun.
Jay Kelly hits theaters this weekend, which I enjoyed quite a bit, but I'm a Baumbach guy. Eternity, which we were talking about earlier this episode in limited release. Rebuilding, one of the standout indies from Sundance, a really beautiful movie with a great Josh O'Connor performance in theaters. Sirat, the cinematic equivalent to getting punched in the face, hits theaters, as well as Serious People. You remember Serious People? The
hybrid
the
Drake prank movie. Finding a director who's having a kid, so they hired a director to pretend to be them.
Yeah. Kind of a weird, silly movie from Sundance.
Silly.
Fun.
Art, your beloved Bunny hits theaters in VOD on November 14th.
Sandman shout out, bro.
Very happy with Love to see it. And then Netflix is getting Nouvelle Vague on the 14th, and Disney Plus is getting a very Jonas Christmas movie. Art, what are you going to be checking out on November 14th?
Lead with a very Jonas Christmas movie, bro. I don't know if you saw Game 2 of the World Series. In the middle of like the 5th inning, they come out to do the Cure for Cancer thing, and they sang. Completely ruined the picture for the Blue Jays. I am going Eternity, which I know is a little bit limited, so I'm actually going to put my stock personally in Keeper. I think the trailer looks incredible. I think he is
Guillermo
due for me. Who liked it?
Yeah. Guillermo del Toro.
He's pretty decent, so I hope this hits. It's got Tatiana, who I think is an incredible actress. I didn't really care for the monkey and what they had to do there, but I'm going for that one, and then I'm going to double up on Bunny for the one that I have seen.
How about you, Amanda?
Kind of same thing on Eternity. I definitely recommend checking out Nouvelle Vague on Netflix if you have the ability to. I really like Now You See Me, Now You Don't. If you like the other ones, you're going to love this one. So fun. It just does everything. They're funny. They do all the right action scenes. The choreography is great. Just a great time. But I'm interested to see Running Man. It's not like a story that I'm super interested in. I haven't really looked into it very much because I don't really want to know, but I love Edgar Wright, so I'm excited to see it. And also interested in Keeper, but yeah.
Yeah, I've never actually seen the Schwarzenegger movie, so I gotta catch up with that one. But it's also, I think they're just adapting the Stephen King book, not really remaking the movie. Yeah. I noticed it's also half an hour longer than the Schwarzenegger movie. Don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
It's weird because
I trust because Edgar Wright
was also the same pseudonym that he used for it, because Alina just finished the book. But it looks so goofy. And people were looking at this new one, they're like, "This looks goofy." They're like, "Well, have you seen the Schwarzenegger one?"
I think it is goofy. So
I think it's supposed to be.
And honestly, if anybody can pull off goofy well,
it should be him. Yeah.
So, so I'm down. We'll see.
Jay Kelly, by the way, does have several theaters. Art house theaters are going to be doing film strip things, so keep an eye out for that.
I'm excited to watch Jay Kelly again. I know Sandman endorsed Bunny, but he is in Jay Kelly, and he's so affecting and emotional in that one. I really like that. If you're looking for kind of like a more sentimental movie, that's probably the one to go see. But if you're looking to just feel present, just feel yourself in your body. I haven't felt as present for a movie in a while as I did during my screening of Sirat, which just plants your ass in the movie theater seat and parks you there. It is an experience for sure. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of people coming out of that movie not liking it, but they are going to be glued to the screen. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, for first I was kind of bored, and then not bored, and then I was horrified and looking around to see if everyone else was having the same experience as me, and then it kept going, and then it kept happening. Just
yeah, the second half of that movie is very sickos meme.
It is yes.
The week of November 17th, on November 21st, we're getting Wicked for Good in theaters. Sisu, Road to Revenge. Did not think that movie needed a sequel. Rental Family comes out in limited release. Zodiac Killer Project, which we saw at Sundance, comes out in limited release. Good Boy, which we talked about earlier, will hit Shudder. The Family Plan, also getting a sequel. The Family Plan 2 on Apple TV+. That's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And then Train Dreams finally hits Netflix, and that is definitely my you must see this movie. If you did not get to see it in theaters, you have no excuse once it hits Netflix. Yeah. One of the most affecting movies of the year. And a movie that has I loved it at Sundance, but I think I've only grown to love it more since Sundance.
We got to see it at the Mark though, bro. That is a theatrical movie. They're cutting down trees. You need a tall screen.
No, we saw it at the Ray. The Ray.
What did I say? The Mark? The Ray.
Damn, the Mark. Bro. The Ray.
I'm going back 3 years.
They don't do the Mark anymore.
Yeah, but
it was beautiful.
It was beautiful, dude. It very much a theatrical movie. I'm going Rental Family. Saw it at Chicago.
Thank you. Oh my God, I was so moved. I
think it's heartfelt, bro. I think that it's sometimes a little heavy in its exposition and the such, but I think it works. I had a good time with it.
I loved it. I think I went in thankfully with like slightly lowered expectations because I think Zach had already seen it and was kind of like, it's cute. And I was like, okay. And I saw it and I was like, okay. This man just wants to go back to his childhood home.
It's very heartfelt.
Before it premiered, there was a lot of people saying like this is going to be a big Oscar contender, so get ready. And then I saw it. And I don't think it's that.
No,
but that
it's
doesn't
not
mean
that.
it's a bad movie at all.
Yeah, it's not that though. It's not that.
It is like so sugary sweet that I could see it giving some people a toothache. I thought it was a warm hug. I thought it was really, really sweet. Brendan Fraser is really fantastic in it.
I like it.
So good. Big fan.
Yeah. So that would be your recommendation for November 21st?
That and Train Dreams are my two big recommendations of that for sure.
What do you guys say? Wicked?
None of us chomping at the bit for Wicked, huh?
Nope.
It's because they're holding screenings without us, Zach.
I'll be watching that at the theater of Del Casa at home.
I have a friend that got a press invite to the Wicked screening in Philadelphia, and he somehow talked his way into getting 5 of his friends into the screening as well.
That's insane.
I've never tried that many. I guess I gotta see what I can get away with.
How many of us are there, Zach? There are 5.
Right. I'm true, right? I guess we got 4 people into that screening of Argyle in Denver once.
Yeah, but I mean, we had 5 seats to the right and 5 seats to the left.
There you go. There you go. We've pulled some tricks every now and again. We've gotten a decent run of people.
Stuff off.
I lucked. I got a lot of people into parties that one year at South by Southwest. We put in that work.
We did put in that work. Then finally, the week of American Thanksgiving, Zootopia 2 is the big release in theaters, as well as Eternity expands that week.
Very good.
The Secret Agent hits a limited release. Hamnet will also be in limited release. Left-Handed Girl, which was an award winner at Cannes, will finally hit
submission
Netflix.
as well.
And then a movie that I think I'm pretty confident neither of you have thought of in at least 8 months. The Thing with Feathers hits theaters at the end of November. I don't think that's going to be either of your picks for that week, but Art, what would you recommend people check out?
Eternity again. I'm most curious though for Hamnet. I've been waiting for that one that was completely sold out here at Chicago, and they had it straight at the end. Just got the book. Melina, I believe, started it last night.
I would almost not read it.
I'm contemplating. She started reading Hamlet first. I was like, all right, go for that. She's like, do
that one. Honestly,
Hamlet.
you could get a lot. You might actually get a lot out of Hamnet by reading Hamlet first and then reading Hamnet after.
I heard, because I've never seen Romeo in Love or whatever it's called, Shakespeare in Love. Was that connected to this in any way, shape, or form? Because I heard people trying to compare it, and I'm like, how is it the same?
I'm sure there's comparisons.
Only in the sense that it is fiction about Shakespeare.
Yeah, because this book is 2020.
Yeah. It's not like an old story, and it's fiction.
Yeah.
It's just sort of
No, the reason it's called Hamnet
is
because like back in the day, the L and the N could be interchangeable, so it's the same name.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's got Juggernauts in it. It's got my girl in it, so I'm gonna see that one.
I think both Amanda and I went into Hamnet pretty skeptical. We're not necessarily sold on Chloe Zhao, the filmmaker, and I don't know about you, but I was crying a lot by the end.
I was like. This is what I knew she could do for me emotionally because I really liked The Rider. I really liked The Rider. Huge fan of The Rider.
Best movie in my opinion. Yeah.
Didn't love Nomadland.
Didn't like Nomadland either.
Eternals was Eternals.
We know.
So this was really good though. This was beautiful.
All right.
So, but I'm really excited for Left-Handed Girl. It was one I was trying really hard to try catching it at TIFF, but I could not get myself to a screening that was before 11 a.m. And I think I only went to one at 11 a.m. the entire time I was at TIFF. It was a struggle, but yeah. I'm excited. It should be really good. And then, I recommend Zootopia. I mean, Eternity.
I definitely want to catch up with Left-Handed Girl. I'm curious about Zootopia too. I really like the first one.
I love the first one. It's good.
I just want to call it Tootopia. The whole time I just want to be like, Zootopia.
It would be more fitting. All right, so those are our picks for individual weeks. But beyond all that, do either of you have any larger picks for the month that we should talk about? Art?
Yeah, I'm going to start with some at-home stuff. I got 2 on HBO. Welcome to Derry is fantastic. Without spoiling the first episode, these sickos released a poster before episode 1, and then they released a second poster after episode 1. Go watch it, then search up the posters, and you will see why. It is HBO being HBO. I think all of the quality is there, just like the movies. So if you're a big fan of the 2 It movies, Andy Muschietti is his name, I want to say. He's back to direct the first episode at least, so... Nice. I think they're going to go all in. It looks really good.
Yeah, the plot seems kind of nuts on that show. I was not ready for what it's actually about.
It's crazy. So I'll be tuning in weekly on that one because it's crazy. It's wild. Smiling Friends as well. It's a cartoon from Adult Swim that's on HBO. It is my go-to. Zach, I don't know if you ever caught any of this, but in the season premiere, they got your boy who you went to go see stand up.
Connor?
Connor's the first person they're helping out because he's like,
that's hilarious.
He's this cartoon that's got everything crazy. And he goes, no one takes me serious. Honk, honk. He just goes insane. So definitely catch that one. And besides Begonian Theaters, I'm actually going to say go check out Lurker. It is on Mubi. I think it is should be a sleeper hit. I think everyone in there is really good in their performances, and I think it's a very solid movie, especially now. I think it's a 2 ahead of its time, to be honest with you.
Yeah, a little bit.
Amazing. I am not going to make this one of my picks, but you bringing up Connor O'Malley did remind me that I saw his latest stand-up tour, his comedic humor tour, which was a hilarious show. I actually saw both of the Oscar boys there, but I think my favorite joke was when he was talking about his workout regimen, and then he was trying to remember the name of the podcast that he got it from, and he just sat there in silence for like a minute, long enough that you're starting to question, is he doing this as a bit or did he actually forget what he was going to say? And he's like, it's a podcast. It's 2 guys talking to each other. Springsteen Obama podcast, that one. But there's lots just amazing Connor O'Malley style humor worth checking out if you are a fan of the man. My actual picks for the month, I'm going to start it out with a cookie. I have been baking a lot of stuff. Amanda and Art have been lucky enough to enjoy some of my baked goods. I was looking to try a cookie that didn't have like the same old sugary, chocolatey kind of profile. I wanted something a little bit different, and I found this recipe for brown butter sage sable cookies. You brown the butter with a bunch of sage leaves in it, so it gets this really like herbaceous flavor to it. And man, they're like shortbready and so delicious.
Sounds like
gonna make a batch and bring it to Sundance so y'all can try it. But that's my new favorite cookie recipe.
Like a ritual.
Gotta get some sage in there. Sage in the cookies.
Yeah, you'll feel cleansed after
purifying
eating,
from the inside.
Exactly, which is not normally. Cookies are usually more of a sinful endeavor. So I hope you like that. The TV show that I've been most obsessed with recently is, of course, the new Tim Robinson show, The Chair Company. 3 episodes in on HBO. And it is so funny, such an interesting extension of the Tim Robinson brand of humor. It puts you off kilter so much. I saw somebody describe it as one of the most unsettling television shows they've ever seen, next to Twin Peaks, because there are just these weird things that will happen. Like suddenly a roach will crawl inside Tim Robinson's phone and it will not get mentioned again. And it's all these like weird moments, all these things where it's like Tim Robinson is worried that people are whispering about him, and then he goes and talks to the woman. She's like, yeah, she told me I have to go home because I smell. Like, it just always is a reaction that you're not expecting, even in terms of comedy. Like, it's always surprising and weird, and the characters all strange. I don't know how they cast some of these actors, but everybody has got this like unique speech pattern that makes them all feel weird. It's such a hilariously off-center show and a great vehicle for our guy Tim Robinson. So make sure you're checking out The Chair Company if you haven't. James Downey, who was good in One Battle After Another, and has got that new documentary about him. Blowing bubbles. He's so good on this
Stopping the bubbles.
And then I'll give a little bit of light to a movie that we'd spotlighted at Sundance, but that has been released more recently. I got a chance to catch If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You Again. And that movie just works so well for me. I think it is such a really beautiful story about the feeling of being overwhelmed and searching for some kind of answer, searching for somebody to tell you what to do. And it's all really hangs on one of the best performances of the year from Rose Byrne, who is doing just unreal face acting in that movie. Her eyes are so expressive, the way that she could just like bulge them out just a little bit to let you know that she's feeling completely exasperated by the conversation she's in. It's really magical stuff. She's an incredible movie star. I was hoping that this movie would be in talks for a lot of awards and potential Oscar nominations, and it feels like a little bit under the radar now.
Unfortunately.
I just hope it doesn't get forgotten about. I hope people make time for this really special movie.
Absolutely.
Amanda, you got any picks for the month?
So I'm a little bit ahead on this one, but I've been lucky enough to catch the first 5 episodes of I Love LA that's going to start premiering on HBO on November 2nd. The Rachel Sennett created and led television show.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's basically, she's working for a company trying to get, I think it's like influencer marketing type stuff, and trying to like prove that she can get better and build her way up, when her friend, who apparently used one of her ideas, or they came up with an idea together, kind of blew up for a bit and then like effed off. So comes back, suddenly crashes back into her life, and the kind of dynamic that they build together, and just the hijinks that happen as they're trying to navigate this career, and things that can get people canceled, and just like weird party stuff. And it's weird that like Rachel is technically taking on the more subdued road. It's definitely more of the It puts her closer to her Shiva Baby style character versus the Bottom style character. I would say that Odessa is more the abrasive one, but it's very good. It's a Hunger Games boy himself. Josh Hutcherson is her like long-term boyfriend in this, and he's doing really good. It's always interesting to see him. But yeah, if you're a fan of anything she's done, you're going to be into this one for sure. Excited to check out the last little bit of it. Other than that, I'm with Art. Definitely check out Lurker, which is streaming. I think Twinless is now streaming, and Sorry Baby, I think, just hit HBO Max as well. Those are some of the best ones we saw at Sundance that have remained in my top of the year. Sorry, did you have a question there, Zach? I saw you.
I was just going to circle back to I Love LA because I'm really excited to check it out.
Yes.
I think the natural point of comparison, given Sennett's age and the fact that she's both the star and the creator of this, is Lena Dunham's Girls. Do you feel like it has stuff in common with that? Is a little bit tonally different? What's your take on it?
It's similar in ways, but you definitely, because you do have characters that are kind of like, that are very privileged, that grew up in LA because people are rich, and then you have the ones that are like the transplants to LA that are like struggling and doing their best, and they deal a lot with like the LA politics of like, if you work for a certain person and then something happens, you stop working for them, it changes where you like no longer can you get to the front of the coffee line at a certain shop anymore. So it is kind of interesting in that regard. I haven't seen Girls in so long, but like it has like some similarities, but it definitely has, it feels like a very modern thing in the way that like Rachel's always kind of tapping into that perfect like blend of like tail end millennial, early Gen Z type stuff.
Right.
That's really satisfying. So definitely has it there. I think Lena Dunham was obviously willing to let herself look more, like not more, like worse in her thing. But I just think they're both pieces of media that are honest in different ways. And I just think that like Rachel's just a different person. So
very cool.
Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. Nice breezy episodes. So yeah, once it's running, it'll be fast.
Awesome. And that's all. Those were your whole picks for the month. You mentioned.
Oh yeah, and then I'll do one book. I started reading Frankenstein, specifically the 1818 version. I did not realize. Yeah, so Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. But then, see, the thing is that in 1833, another version released that has changes to it. That basically that she's just older. So I guess and that used to be the favored version, and now I guess people are rolling back and saying that they prefer like the rawness of the. It's not like a bunch of changes. It's just like little things, and I think people are preferring the rawness of that 1818 version. I'm pretty sure this movie is following more that. Again, not major changes. It's just certain tonal things, and it's been really interesting to read and just kind of see how many things are not that far off, considering this is like a 200-year-old piece of media, which is crazy. And just like, seeing where we've come as a society compared to like what they're talking about. And it's just really cool. It's really interesting. So I've been really enjoying going through that. I've already seen the movie, but leading into making a video on that's been really cool. So definitely recommend checking it out. I was not in the class that did Frankenstein. We did One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So I'm
jealous of you. I did Frankenstein, but I would love to have read Cuckoo's Nest. But maybe I'll catch up with that one now. Anyway. So those are our picks for the month. Let us know if you catch any of them, and let us know what things you are catching as well. But I think that does it for this edition of our Intercut podcast channel. Our show's theme is Green Lightning by Cal Sendry. Thanks so much to them for letting us use it, and find more of their music at the link in our episode description. You can catch more from me, Zach Shevich, by following me on Twitter, Instagram, or Letterboxd at ZShevich. That's ZSHEV as in vampire, ICH. And my videos are available wherever you find videos at Multiplex Show. Amanda, what should the Padawan be looking forward to on the channel in November?
In November we're doing Frankenstein for sure. We're probably getting a Lurker video for sure. We should be getting some Now You See Me. We should be getting some Wicked. We're gonna have a good month. We're gonna have a good month. I hope we're gonna have a good month.
Lots to look forward to. Arturo, are you explaining anything in the next couple of weeks?
Nothing from Netflix because it sounds like they're on our asses, bro.
It's just Kissing Booth. It's 16. It wasn't even I would have used more of the third movie on my channel than I did the second or the first movie, and that's the one they went after. So I don't know what they're on right now.
I'm sticking to a lot of Stephen King. Like I said, we're working on a Long Walk. Also, Running Man, since we got the book on that one. And then I never did a Wicked one for last year, so it's going to have to be a twofer for Wicked probably as well as the biggest one. But Stranger Things is actually the big one that we're watching from the beginning again. So maybe flip something on that since they're releasing that Thanksgiving, Christmas, and in theaters. So we'll see how that goes.
In theaters, New Year's Day. Are you going to make it out to the multiplex for that one?
Hey, bro, if it's an IMAX with these new IMAX screens, why not? Why not?
It's celebration. All right. Well, we will talk more about all those things soon. We'll be back in the first week of December to do our recording, taking a little bit of extra time there. One more recording, and then we get into our best recordings or best movies of the year recordings not too far from now. So already getting into the end run for 2025. Hard to believe it.
Just started, bro.
But you can listen to every episode of the Intercut podcast on iTunes, Pocket Cast, Spotify, or your favorite podcatcher. I like Overcast. And then make sure you're subscribed not just to the audio podcast, but to the video feed as well on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/IntercutPod, where you can watch our chilly faces as it starts to get colder outside and we run through the latest in entertainment. Find new episodes of the podcast every Monday, and please like the videos, comment on them, leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show so much. Shout out to our listeners in Portugal, South Korea, Brazil, Nigeria, Germany, Poland, Norway, Kenya, Spain, the Netherlands, Australia, South Africa, Taiwan, the UAE, Singapore, and Hungary, where we were technically the number one film review podcast in the country.
That's right.
As well as Amanda's Land of Canada, and right here in the US of A. All those listeners put us on the film review podcast charts. Like our Facebook, our Instagram, our Blue Sky, our Twitter, whatever it is. You can support our Patreon too. You'd find all those links at Intercut Pod, and you can get updates throughout the week from Amanda, Art, me, from all the guests that we feature on Intercut at any of those places. And make sure to check out the link to our Discord server in the description of this episode to keep the conversation going in between weeks. Thanks again for tuning in, and until next time, let's close with a movie-centric short horror story. On a dark and spooky night, I approached the DVD shelf to grab my copy of Punch Drunk Love on Criterion, but when I opened the case, it was empty!
Oh no!